When a corporation seeks to extend its reach from its home base to another country, it would provide what is called as FDI to the targeted country. And usually, a corporation will do so in search of a raw material, cheaper in labor, or just to expand their profit in an untouched market. And examples of this can be Adidas building a shoe factory in West Java, Freeport creating a mine in Papua, or really McDonald's opening up stores anywhere outside of the US. In the inception of the creation of Indonesia, President Sukarno decided to impose what is called as guided economy. It's a heavily closed form of economy where the state controls the wealth and production of the nation, and private enterprise on big scales were largely discouraged. Military personnel filled up positions in state-owned corporations, and needless to say, FDI was hardly ever present in his time of reign. And the only way for foreign corporations to enter the country was when they formed a joint venture with a previously existing local corporation. Once Suharto took office, a group of Western-influenced technocrats took control of the economy. A laissez-faire style economy was in place, thus the border for export and import as well as FDI opened up. Foreign corporations and loans from other countries were favored over World Bank and IMF. As a result, foreign companies' influence as well as foreign exploitation were rampant. Since the new order, FDI entering Indonesia have generally been well received by the state. Indonesia's economy is the largest in Southeast Asia and is one of the most emerging market economies in the world. Rich in natural resources and with beautiful sceneries, Bali and Komodo Island have become a household name in the tourism industry, and most of this is owed to FDI. President Jokowi continued the FDI-friendly policy when he took office in 2014 from his predecessor Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono. And with that, FDI flows to Indonesia continued to increase. And to find out more about FDI in Indonesia, we decided to contact Mr. Roy Panjaitan.
Standing FDI is called foreign direct investment.
Okay.
So it's like the scope of how international corporations, international corporations and business or companies have an interest to put their investments and open businesses in Indonesia. Usually that we can see in front of our eyes are the multinational companies that we know are present in Indonesia and especially big cities. Also international manufacturer and operational businesses, ranging from services to production and also in multiple sectors like food and beverage, telecommunications, transportation, all sort of sectors that are present in Indonesia, but they originally come from overseas. To my knowledge, I think Indonesian government has more power, obviously, than the international corporations or foreign investment. So government usually put more regulations as a boundaries for these international investment to come to Indonesia, in a sense like these companies or FDI needs to comply and to understand first the regulation before they starting their business. Usually they need to apply for license to open their business.
Right.
And for the existing companies, they need to keep maintaining their knowledge about the regulation, especially like nowadays. There always new development in the regulations. So these companies and these international investments needs to increase their knowledge and always knows the updates of the regulation. Yeah, I think like from our nationalistic view of Indonesia, the concern is that these international investments or international business needs to put more efforts in opening job to provide employment for Indonesians. Also to transfer the skills of knowledge and the skills of IT technology to Indonesia. So in a sense, like Indonesian government has interest as well to leverage their skills, leverage the skills of Indonesian workers,
Right.
and also to increase the welfare of the nation as a whole.
Okay, so they're not helping in a long-term perspective. So they're not doing much in that. Is that it?
No, like what I say is like in order for these companies to have their license to open in Indonesia, then they need to have a local content, local
Right.
local workers opening job for Indonesians.
Right.
It depends on which sector and depends which season of time that the whole economic play right now. In a sense, like right now, if we talk about the effect of COVID-19 pandemic, it already weakened the rupiahs because these companies or these international operation might choose to close their business for a while in Indonesia.
Yes.
Yeah, so it will weaken rupiah, but also it depends on the international currency market.
Indonesia, with a large population of nearly 260 million inhabitants, is a huge eternal market for any company wishing to do their business in the country. With the development of the middle class and the growing domestic demand in the country, the potential of FDI in Indonesia is very possible to happen.